Hey, what's up guys? My name is Andrew and I'm developing a game called The Colony New Haven Chronicles. So a lot has changed, or a lot has been added since the last time I made a video. Back in July, I started working with a pixel artist. Long story short, it just didn't work out. I think it was like different visions, and that actually set me back quite a bit because I started changing some assets and none of the assets I had was complete. So I went from that process of making the conversion back to what I originally had, the sprite package that I purchased from a different artist. And really from that point forward, I was like, you know what, I'm just going to finish this project by myself. A big announcement. I don't know if it's big though, but to me it's kind of big. I started working with Indie.io, and the thought process behind that is exposure. I think I have a pretty decent game. I don't think it's the best out there, but I also don't think it's the worst. And it's really me just working on a game by myself from start to finish. So that includes the script, the coding, testing, and really this is where Indie.io comes in. So they're going to help out with QA. So we had a couple iterations where they tested the demo, came back with some feedback. We reviewed what they didn't like or issues they had, and then whatever proposed changes I have. Project, I really think I'll be done with, version 1.0, or I guess until it gets to like gold standard, meaning there's no bugs, by end of this week. But yeah, so let me just take you back to the timeline a little bit previously. So the last video, I was getting ready to prepare for Steam's Next Fest, and this happened around the same time that I started having conversations with different publishers. The whole thought process with different publishers is they'll help promote your game, and that's something I have no experience in, and I'm not good at it at all. I have a previous game that I released in Steam, and also I have several games in like Google Play Store. And when I talk about like downloads or like how many people tried them, it's probably less than 100 per product. You know what? I want to work with a publisher. This is not about money. I already have a full-time job. I finished school, so this is just a passion project. And the cool thing about this passion project is it actually came from what I would say like nothing. Meaning I had no idea how to build this. I just had a bunch of ideas. And then as I was doing tutorials on YouTube and reading documentation online, one mechanic turned into two, then two mechanics turned into four, and it just started multiplying. And this is when I realized, hey, you know what? I should make a video game. Whether I put that out there in the different spaces, that's for me to determine, but let me just make it. I have the motivation and the energy, so let's do it. So in the course since February, I started writing out a plan, and I started, some of these dev docs that I post on YouTube. This is a way to kind of show progress and then show how I'm growing as like a developer, an artist, which most of the art I just purchased, but some of it I did do myself, a director, a planner, all those different hats that you get to wear. I thought I'm just gonna do this format for now, is just show you guys how I build stuff in real time. Now the point of the game, like I said, it's pretty much complete. I just need to tweak a few things and really clean up a lot of files, because the game is about 300 megabytes in size, which doesn't sound too much, but I think some of it could be condensed because I have a lot of code that's just not used. But one of the last items I'm building is, here's like an EMP blast, and there's a couple indicators I want to show. One, that EMP is activated on screen, and then two, only the affected characters would be impacted by it. So in instance, it's like a robot, and I want to show that what does it look like when they're actually impacted by the EMP blast. But humans, or you know, like subhumans, they're not impacted at all. There's another item that we could use for the humans, and I have like a cloak, for example. So not only for robots, but for humans, you activate a cloak, and then you could get around within a certain amount of time without being attacked. But yeah, I was just, you know, I've been wanting to put out video content for a while. It's been in like a really weird period. Like I said, the pixel artist I was working with, we just didn't vibe much, or, you know, I don't want to get into details, but it just didn't work out. So that probably set me back about 6 weeks, which it doesn't sound too bad, but you know, I'm on a very strict schedule myself. So, you know, just to give you an example, I typically wake up, you know, 2 to 4 a.m. to program this game, and that's typically 3 days a week, maybe 4 days a week. I also have to plan for it. And if you notice, as I'm typing code, this is me just kind of running things in my mind in real time. So I don't pre-write anything. I'm just kind of putting it together as I go. So I don't even know if it's going to work or not, but I want to try it out. I implement it, test it, and then, you know, rinse and repeat. But the biggest thing I just wanted to take away from this moment is planning is probably the biggest obstacle, or the biggest part of any project. And I didn't really realize this until really working on this game. You know, so I'll just give you an example. I'll build all these assets and I'll put them together, and I start making a game. But then where's the vision of that game going? I need somewhere to kind of, hey, you know what? I want to prevent this game from getting too big that I cannot maintain or I cannot build by myself. One of the core projects, or one of the core beliefs I had, was like, hey, you know what? I have to make this on my own outside of the art. The art I really wanted to send out. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this update. And if anything's if you want to talk about it, leave it in comments below and let's have a conversation. All right. Thanks, guys.